Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what are you up to?
Oh, I'm super busy.
Look, I'm gonna need a favor.
Well, it better not be drumming.
Well, funny you should mention it. Yes, I do need somebody to play drums.
Oh.
Can you do that for me?
You know how bad I am.
I know. You're not very good.
No.
In fact, you're kind of terrible, but
Yeah.
you're the only one here. We're still in quarantine. So, yeah. Go ahead and get set up over there. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to play a 12-bar blues. I'm going to maybe do 2 verses, possibly 3. Mid-tempo, there'll be a click track. I'll turn it on for you. And I'll count you in. That'll make it a lot easier. I know you're not very good at counting. So it'll be probably about 24 bars, and you just follow me. There's a chance I might go around for a third if I'm really feeling it. You know, it would be nice to have bass on this too. Hey, Billy!
Yeah?
No, not you. Hey, Billy!
What do you want?
Look, I know you're playing drums for me over there, but I need another favor. Are you busy?
I am so busy.
Well, I need somebody to play bass. It's real easy, maybe 2 or 3 verses of blues in A.
God.
It'll be a quick change.
Oh, God.
You think you can handle that?
Of course.
All right. Well, go over there and grab that bass off the wall and get set up. You can just plug in back there, and we'll just go from there. Okay. So while they're getting their stuff together, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. In my last video about structural versus textural soloing, or chord tone, arpeggio style soloing versus playing scales and that kind of thing, instead of like landing on, you know, important notes on the downbeats and such. At the end of that video, I alluded to a little 12-bar exercise of 3 arpeggios, A7, D7, and E7, played around the 5th position on the guitar. And I thought I would make a little video, hopefully it won't take too long for me to get through this, where I demonstrate the little exercise. There's tabs in the description down below for this basic thing I'm doing. The idea here is to just really learn it and program it into your hands so that when you need to go on autopilot, you're always playing chord tones. And these 3 arpeggio shapes can be rearranged, and you could play different keys in different positions. So while what I'm going to show you is in the key of A, you could still play in the key of A, but use the arpeggio that I'm going to use for the E7. You could use that, say, here at the 10th fret and play A7 there, and then you could play the arpeggio I'm using for the A7. You could play a D7 arpeggio here, and just depending on how you wanted to handle the E7, you could either move up a whole step and play that same arpeggio, or one that I'm not going to cover in this exercise would be the one that has an octave shape there with on the E's. All right, without further ado, hey, I'm going to turn on this click track and count you in, and we'll go. I'll play through this. Hopefully this whole thing won't take too long, and if I feel inspired, I might outline this description a little more than what's going to be in the tab for in the description. All right, here we go. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. So thanks, you guys. Good job. Sorry I couldn't do better. I don't want to waste more of your time. For some reason, I kept playing the D7, you know, in a crazy way every single time. So these arpeggios from the low E to the high E starts with, and this is like over the A7, this bar chord shape. It's going to be the 5th fret, the 4th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the A string, 5th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the D string, 6th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the B string, and the 5th fret of the high E string. The next arpeggio, the D7, is starting on the A string, and it's going to be the 5th fret, 4th string 4th fret, 4th string 7th, 3rd string 5th, 3rd string 7th, and this is where I got all goofy all the time. It should be the 2nd string 7th fret. I kept playing 9s for whatever reason. I'm sorry, kept playing the 5th fret in there as part of the arpeggio, and it's not. It doesn't sound bad, but it's not a pure dominant arpeggio when you do that. So anyway, I was on the 7th fret of the B string, the 5th fret of the high E, and the 8th fret of the high E. For the E7 arpeggio, this one's shaped kind of like a C7 chord, but your index finger's at the 5th fret. I'm starting on the 5th string at the 7th fret with my ring finger, and I'm playing 7 on the 5th, 6 on the 4th, 4 on the 3rd, 7 on the 3rd, 5 on the 2nd string, 4 on the 1st string, and 7 on the 1st string. The reason I'm laughing is I keep wanting to call these what the pitch is relative to the chord, whether it's the tonic or the 3rd or the 5th or the 7th. All these are straight arpeggios, just 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1. And then when I come back down, or anytime I change directions, I try to just go to the nearest chord tone that, on the downbeat. So when I played that first shape, so I'm up here on the 8th fret of the high E string, the 7th of the A7 chord, and then I landed on the 3rd of the D chord, the F sharp, which is the 7th fret of the B string, and just a little triad outline there, and then back to the 1 chord again, and I just went right straight for the root. I guess I got, but I don't really want to get into that. After I came out of, and then back down, and to the D7, back to the 1, the E7, and so when I play that E7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 3, slide up a half step and land on the 5, both of the E string and the 5th of the D7 arpeggio. Okay, I just caught myself doing something that I've been trying to hide all along. I have an incredibly dirty secret about my guitar playing, and also that I'm D.B. Cooper. But I involuntarily sweep pick all the freaking time. When I say all the freaking time, I don't mean 100% of the time, but constantly when I'm playing, I sweep phrases, and I've never practiced this in my life. It's like one of those people who can put the pick in their fingers, and hide it like it's a little magic trick, and they have no idea how they do it or when they do it. They just know, hey, I'm finger picking now, and like the pick is gone, and then, oh, I'm playing with a pick. Well, I do that with sweeping. If you watch the intro of my last video, I do little sweeps all over the beginning of the Allman Brothers solo. I do a sweep in the Dire Straits solo, and I do a sweep in the Stairway to Heaven solo, and I have no control over it. It frustrates me a little bit because what ends up happening is when I'm in an alternate picking phrase and then I sweep through some notes, sometimes I usually come out of that going the wrong way for an alternate picking scheme, and now I'm picking inside the strings to make changes. Total tangent. Sorry about that. maybe that's another topic. I don't even know how to articulate why or how I do it. I have some feel for it, but it's just, it's a terrible distraction. Don't ever do it. Sweeping for me, but not for thee, okay? Anyway, learn these arpeggios. They will make you a lot better at keeping a good, what do I want to say? Like keeping your bearings while you're playing blues. You're always going to be landing chord changes. Your listeners will always know where you are. There's plenty of people who can just burn up a fretboard playing pentatonic scales all over the place. But if you can maintain good chord tone playing in the midst of your solos, oh gosh, I don't know. It really does improve the foundation of your sound. Okay, never meant for this to be a long video, never meant to get into that sweeping thing, but anytime I'm trying to play something on camera that has to be somewhat precise, it's the little thing I know about myself, and I'd rather not present that as a means of doing anything, because I think it'll ruin your life. I'm sorry for ruining your life. However, if you practice this blues thing, it'll help you. Hey, I've ruined your life. Now you can play the blues. Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me ruin your life today.